Everything that I'm about to tell you is absolutely 100% true. Nothing says summer like road trip. After saying hasta la vista to the Pacific Ocean, my buddy and I hit the road. We stopped to see Mr. T-Rex, and then it was off to Mother Nature's sandbox, the desert. We passed the world's biggest thermometer and spent the night in Las Vegas, which is Spanish for ginormous electric bill. After a detour to visit my cousin and her friend at Area 51, we took a tour of the Hoover Dam, which was originally designed to be a skate park. I totally looked that up. Then it was off to the most photographed hole in the earth, the Grand Canyon. Even more impressive were the huge buffalo burgers in the restaurant and a teepee. We took a wrong turn around the Rocky Mountains and almost missed the world's biggest ball of twine. Up next was Nebraska's Carhenge. It's an ancient Indian burial ground for cars. We headed north to Mount Rushmore to see Sal, Cletus, Klebold, and that guy with the glasses. And of course, in Minnesota, there's Paul Bunyan and his big blue ox babe. We saw the Gateway Arch in St. Louis, great place for a tire swing, the Liberty Bell in Philadelphia, the White House in Washington, D.C., the Empire State Building in New York City, and lastly, we visited the most famous lady of them all, the Statue of Liberty. And you guys thought I was gonna say Beyonce, didn't you? That's my story, guys, and it's all true. I love Halloween. I enjoy handing out treats just as much as I enjoy the tricks. And this year, I took some pictures. Of course, real early on, you get the young kids. First to the door was a fairy, followed by a dinosaur. I think it was a Pteranodontosaurus, and a bunny. Then there were the two sisters dressed up as a flower and a bee. Unfortunately, I have pollen allergies and I'm afraid of bees, so I sent them on their way. The next wave of kids included a fireman, a ballerina, and a gladiator. The aluminum foil is to keep the costume nice and fresh. The twins next door showed up as a horse again, and poor Becky is always the back end. As the night wore on, the teens showed up dressed as a witch, a rooster, and a cheerleader. And after that, things got a little weird. We had an astronaut, a Viking, and a sumo wrestler. And I'm not convinced that those were costumes. Even weirder was the giant carrot, a crazy computer, and the world's biggest ear. Now, around 10 p.m., the Invisible Man showed up, I think. And my final visitor was a cow wearing a cowboy hat, and he was obviously in a giving mood because he left a giant treat on my front lawn. That's my story, guys, and it's all true. I shot lots of pictures of my recent vacation so you guys could experience my trip around the world in 80 seconds. After saying goodbye to the Hollywood sign, I headed to the airport. 24 hours later, I was in England where I saw Big Ben. Even the little hand is big. The Buckingham Palace, I don't think that's his real hair. And Stonehenge, I don't quite get modern architecture. Then it was off to Paris where I got an eyeful of the Eiffel Tower, made Mona Lisa smile, and searched for the Hunchback at Notre Dame. In Italy, I visited the Leaning Tower of Pisa, the canals of Venice, and the Statue of David, plus the Roman Colosseum. True story, site of the very first Super Bowl. I skateboarded through Germany's Brandenburg Gate, snowboarded in the Swiss Alps, and took a spin on a windmill in Holland. The Acropolis in Greece needed an extreme makeover. The Taj Mahal in India made me crave ice cream, and Russia's Kremlin looked like a crazy theme park. I visited the Great Wall in China, which was built to keep the pandas from getting out. And in this volcano in Hawaii, it was perfect for roasting marshmallows. When I finally saw the Golden Gate Bridge, I knew I was home, which was good because I was totally out of clean underwear. That's my story, guys, and it's all true. I didn't become the host of Brainsurge overnight. It's taken years of training to get here. I started off as a busboy. No actual buses involved. A bat boy, which has nothing to do with being a superhero, and a newspaper boy. Eventually, I graduated to jobs with man in the title, like handyman and mailman, and even a weatherman. I worked as a house painter. Some people just don't appreciate fine art. I was a pet therapist for a while, and on the weekends, I worked as a wedding singer. My specialty was yodeling. I even landed a job as an underwear model, but they only let me model the long johns. And then there were the really odd jobs. I was a duck walker, a golf ball diver. You hit them in the water, I'll fish them out, and a fortune cookie writer. You're really gonna get writer's cramp with that one. I was even a baby carriage tester. My least favorite jobs were professional snake wrangler, a knife thrower's assistant, and bad breath sniffer. Why do people eat so much garlic? My strangest jobs of all were the balloon animal trainer and spelling bee keeper. After all that, I had the perfect resume for becoming a game show host. That's my story, guys, and it's all true. I love the 4th of July, but with all the fireworks and waving of the flags, but my favorite memories are of my hometown parade. Sure, we had the marching band led by Poopy McRoople and a baton twirler. Then there was the barefoot juggler and his big brother, the stilt walker, a unicyclist who also was the mayor, and 7 motorcyclists on one bike. Now that's a way to save some gas. And no parade is complete without a horse followed naturally by a street sweeper. One year we had a leprechaun and an Easter bunny and Santa Claus. I guess they didn't check the calendar. But what made our parade really unique was the hula hooping waitress, the brigade of babies, and the synchronized mall cops. Our town didn't even have a mall. And you had to be a local to appreciate the significance of marching soccer balls, the salute to cheese, and a parade of porta potties. The festivities always ended with the skateboarding riding skunks. They really knew how to clear a crowd. That's my story, and it's all true. My friend Doc Quackensack gave me a time-traveling watch, and ever since then, I've been zipping through history. I'm serious. Take a look at these pictures. I played Marco Polo with Marco Polo, suggested a few rewrites to William Shakespeare, assisted Ben Franklin with an experiment, played telephone tag with Alexander Graham Bell, taught Pocahontas how to skateboard, pitched the old Sutphin Sidewinder to Jackie Robinson, took a short flight with the Wright brothers, went horseback riding with Joan of Arc, played video games with Abraham Lincoln, did some modeling for Leonardo da Vinci, went rafting with Mark Twain, invented a salad with Julius Caesar, shared my bright ideas with Thomas Edison, played some hoops with Christopher Columbus, gave my military pointers to Napoleon, danced like an Egyptian with Cleopatra, taught Albert Einstein how to juggle, hung out with Harry Houdini, talked Vincent van Gogh's ear off, and took a boat ride with George Washington. I think we're gonna need a bigger boat. That's my story, guys, and it's all true. Okay. If there's one thing I love more than fashion, it's animals. So you can imagine how amped I was when these two worlds collided at the first ever animal fashion show. The fierce casual wear included a hawk in a hoodie, a coyote in cutoffs, a kangaroo in a jumper, and a snake wearing a roller shoe. The baboon's backwards baseball cap was so 5 innings ago, and the hippo was a hot mess in hip huggers that were just too hippie. The catfish strode the catwalk in a tank top that was way too old school, but the shark's new grill was killer. Tom Cruise and Kate Holmes were rumored to be there, but it turns out it was a different Tomcat. The black lab wowed in her little black dress. Black is the new black, apparently. And the horse's designer horseshoes were bedazzling. But some of the outfits seemed a little redundant. A penguin in a tux, a zebra in a striped suit, a leopard in leopard print, and a cow in a muumuu. I mean, people were up in arms that the fox was wearing fur. Turns out, it was her own. The giraffe overdid it with the bling. The bear went too literal with the beehive hairdo, and the oyster was understated with just one pearl. The biggest fashion disaster? The elephant's hideous hat. Talk about elephant in the room. That's my story, and it's all true. You wouldn't believe the trouble I had getting here today. My car broke down as soon as I pulled out of the driveway, so I borrowed my neighbor's motorcycle, popped a wheelie, and I was on my way. Unfortunately, I ran out of gas a mile later, so I hailed a taxi cab and told the guy, "Take me to Brainsurge." Then I nodded off. I guess he thought I said Branson because when I awoke, I was halfway to Missouri. I hitched a ride on a tractor, then rented a horse and buggy. Crossing the desert was a real treat. I rode a mobility scooter and a unicycle and even a tricycle. I eventually traded the trike in for a jetpack because, come on, that's how I roll. The jet ski got me across the Colorado River to the Vegas airport. I asked for the next shuttle to Los Angeles, but somehow I ended up in the next space shuttle. After landing in Florida, I took a rowboat out to a submarine and hitched a ride to Texas, courtesy the U.S. Navy. Then I made my way home using a combination of rickshaw and stilts. Great for height, not for speed. And a hovercraft, which is great for lakes, but not for highways. Cross-country skis, and a dog sled. These are my new BFFs, by the way. Always a believer in making a splashy entrance, I took a blimp into Hollywood and shared a tandem skydive with my friend into the studio lot. And thanks to prevailing winds and some time zone changes, I made it here just in time. That's my story, guys, and it's all true. Some people have called me a one-man band. Check out some of the instruments I've mastered over the years. I played the trombone in high school, but kept knocking off the drum major's hat. So I switched to the cymbals, and that wasn't much better. I tried playing the harmonica, but I got it stuck in my braces, so I picked up the violin and played in the subways where folks gave me lots of money, mostly for violin lessons. I played the triangle in a symphony, but that was way too demanding, so I learned to play the cello with a saw, but I broke too many strings. I used to play my bagpipes at sunrise, but it turns out the folks in my apartment building weren't morning people. I thrashed a guitar in a group called Jeff and the Jeffonics, but my bandmates and I had creative differences. I took requests as a piano player in the hotel lobby, but most people requested that I take a break. And I got busy on the turntables as DJ Jeffy Jeff. P.S. I'm available for parties. Playing the ukulele was easy. Getting this buff, not so much. And blowing the ram's horn just got me a headbutt. I played the flute as a snake charmer, but the cobra had absolutely no rhythm. And the trumpet in a mariachi group. I was known as El Jefe. Like I said, I'm a regular one-man band. That's my story, and it's all 100% true. I love extreme sports, but safety first. I always wear a second helmet to protect my first helmet when I go rollerblading. I also use extra ropes when I go mountain climbing. And when I'm surfing, I put on my water wings. I'm such a thrill seeker, I even take regular sports to the max. For example, I compete in extreme bowling with 50-pound balls. I play extreme dodgeball using 50 balls. And I only enjoy extreme miniature golf. Of course, using a real windmill. My friends are into paintball, but I don't get the appeal. I also don't get fencing. I think it's tiring. So I decided to make up my own extreme sports, like ice skateboarding and the surprisingly popular banjo jumping. And of course, ski diving. My favorite extreme sport of all is brain drain bobsledding. When it becomes an Olympic event, I'm poised to take the gold. That's my story, guys, and it's all true. I love ice cream. In fact, I recently opened my own ice cream parlor, Jeff's Funky Flavors. Here's just a few of, how I say, taste sensations. I got slawberry. Who said coleslaw and ice cream don't go together? I got cookies and scream. The taste will scare you silly. Smelly vanilla. New flavor, old tennis shoe smell. Peppermint lint from your dryer to your freezer. Chunky money, it's really rich. Rocky Toad for the people who like their ice cream, warts and all. Mustachio, let's face it, facial hair is chock full of protein. Fish and chips, don't forget the tartar sauce topping, it's fantastic. Bandana split, neckerchiefs never tasted so good. Gutter pecan, perfect for making muck pie. Beaches and cream, it's got just the right amount of seaweed. And don't forget our celebrity flavors. We got Britney Spearmint. Oops, I ate it again. Shakira, it's hot and spicy. Katy Berry, it tastes both hot and cold. Scoop Doggy Dog, bling it on. And of course, here's my top 5 flavors. Spitball Swirl, it's like a class clown right in a cone. I got Rainbow Your Butt, it's bootylicious. chocolate zit. It's our new breakout flavor. And lime slime. It'll give you the Brainsurge freeze. Butter snot. It's the one to pick. That's my story, guys, and it's all true. The talent show at my high school is always a big hit. Check out the pictures from my yearbook. Logan's slam dunk would have been a little bit more amazing without the ladder, and Ricardo's frog juggling routine was a real crowd pleaser until the frog leapt into the crowd. The best thing about the Taylor triplet Swan Lake was they brought their own lake. However, Nicole's plate spinning didn't go over too well, especially with her mom. And when do chicken crossing the road jokes get really lame? Answer, when Patrick tells 50 of them in a row. Morgan's stunt gaming would have been a little bit more impressive if he had gotten a better score. The Murphy brothers' synchronized sleeping was a bit of a yawn. But Kyle's curtain climbing routine brought the house down. Well, at least the curtains. No one bought Sarah's hog calling routine until all the hogs showed up, and Mario's magic act killed when a rabbit pulled him out of a hat. But the biggest talent was yours truly, playing America the Beautiful with my armpit. What can I say? I'm a patriotic guy. That's my story, guys, and it's all true. They say it's the thought that counts. But when it comes to birthday gifts, my family should keep their thoughts to themselves. Here are some gifts I've received over the years. A cockroach farm. I guess they moved out of the motel and bought the farm. A box of crayons that had been broken and stapled back together. An oven mitt with no thumb. I smelled a 9-cent store. A jar of farts. I'm never pulling my uncle's finger again. A boomerang, and no matter how many times I try, I just cannot get rid of it. A miniature sailboat, and this is gonna go perfect with my miniature harbor. My cousin's old cheerleader uniform, and she's not even my size. And bless her heart, my grandma, the most clueless of all when it comes to birthday gifts. She gave me a personalized teddy bear. She's been giving me this since I was 5. A 2003 groundhog calendar, and groundhogs freak me out. A sweater knit from my grandma's old sweaters, and it smells like mothballs and bingo. Then there are those gifts that you just know were on sale, like a nose warmer, and this is great until you get a runny nose. A soup spinner, it's like the salad spinner, only a lot messier. An earwax cleaner, I still have water in my ear from that one. And a beef jerky wallet, and if it ever wears out, I can always eat it. But this year, my family finally gave me something really cool. My very own singing shark. And it doesn't get any better than that. That's my story, guys, and it's all true. If you think I got a touch of the crazy, you should meet my pets. Here are some pictures of my BFFs. Best furry friends, that is. My cat Hairball thinks he's a dog, which is fine because my dog Lady thinks she's a cat. My weasel Hawkeye always beats me in a staring contest, but don't make eye contact with my squirrel Oscar. That dude's got some serious anger issues. And my alligator Thor insists on going to work with me, but I'm not about to argue with him. My horse Buckstar and I deliver coffee around the neighborhood. We call ourselves the Pony Espresso. And Rhonda the aerobic rabbit only hops if she's on a trampoline. My snake Slithers always makes a terrific scarf in the winter. And I keep Spike the tarantula around just to bug my sister. My two birds, Hip and Hop, love to DJ. They're really into the whole scratching thing. But Ozzy the otter is into heavy metal, so we make him wear his headphones. Most lizards love to eat flies, but my iguana Amelia loves to fly, period. My mouse Gizmo is user-friendly, while my elephant Boomer can hang 10 with the best of them. That's my story, guys, and it's all 100% true. Come up with hundreds of inventions, including the hand chairs behind you. Take a look at some of my other revolutionary devices. Mower bike, brake not included. Shoe protectors, you'll never worry about scuffing your new shoes again. Square baseball, from the guy who brought you the flat bat. Virtual couch potato, experience the thrill of sitting around the comfort of your own home. Mini laptop, if you have $4,000 in a tiny lap, this is the one for you. Head grass, girls go wild for a full head of grass. Human cat scratcher, stay warm while kitty sharpens her claws. Loaf blower. Clearing away the breadcrumbs has never been easier. The mouth zipper. Zip on, zip off the zipper. Turtle jetpack, because fast and steady really wins the race. Inflatable car, take it on the highway or in your pocket. Electric corn, it makes its own popcorn. Back hair mower, chest hair attachment sold separately. Neck screw, the ultimate in head-changing accessories. Instant slime, just add slime. Those are my inventions, and they are all true. Believe it or not, I used to have a lot of phobias. Here are just a few things I had irrational fears of over the past few years. Small places. That started when my sister made me spend the night in her dollhouse. Heights. That's why I always sit in a beanbag chair. The dark, which is why I never blink. The water. It's so wet. Public speaking. Just got over this 3 minutes ago. Flying. Even frequent flyer miles freak me out. Fake snakes. For some reason, the real ones don't bother me at all. Spicy foods. It all began with the jalapeno incident. Giants. My dad used to read me Jeff and the Beanstalk. Bananas. Enough said. Dirty clothes. Let them pile up and they'll take on a life of their own. Flying computers. Come on, guys, you know it's only a matter of time. Angry babies. Sure, they're cute and adorable, but turn your back on them and look out! Sprinklers. Can't we all just get along? Baby crocodiles. Has anyone seen my hamster? Paper shredders. Whatever happened to just throwing things out the normal way? Spaghetti. Don't even get me started on linguine. Shopping. Actually, all guys have a fear of this. Drains. I've seen what goes down them, including brains. And finally, the fear of having a ginormous head. Some fears aren't so irrational. That's my story, guys, and it's all true. All right. I've come up with some great ideas for some new reality shows. Why don't you guys tell me what you think? I got Whiff Swap. Teens trade stinky items from forgotten lunch pails to month-old laundry. Steer Factor, because nothing's more hair-raising than driver's ed. The Pimple Life. Even rich girls get acne. Love of Rock. Each week, Jerome must eliminate one rock from his collection. America's Next Top Model, Builder. All the excitement of watching glue dry. Are you smarter than a preschooler? You know your times tables. Do you know when nap time is? The hairy mole. The search for the ugliest looking beauty mark on campus. Project Gumway. Walking while chewing gum has never been this electrifying. Slime Dog Millionaire. Kids' pets compete for money and sliming rights. Deadliest Catcher. You don't want to slide into home when he's angry. The Bachelor Degree. Who will the dean pick for the final diploma ceremony? The Grills. Grilling and betraying have never tasted this delish. The Amazing Braces, because braces are the new bling. Those are my ideas, and they are all fantastic. I love movies, and judging by the previews, there are some really good ones coming out, like The Dark Knight. He's got superpowers and pimples. Kung Pao Chicken. Nothing says ninjas like chickens. Lord of the Rings. Ice skating trolls like you've never seen them before. Meet the Pets. She loves her fiancé, but the family pets smell trouble. The Dummy Returns. When this ancient Egyptian ventriloquist dummy returns, everyone dies of laughter. The Chronicles of Barnea. The Legend of the Lion, the Witch, and the Purple Dinosaur. The Curious Case of Benjamin Franklin. How does he go from old to even older? Lemony Wicked. Kids suffer a series of unfortunate events, and then they're adopted by the Wicked Witch. The second Terminator. A robot from the future who is elected governor twice. Greece. Athenian sweethearts, Sandy and Socrates, sing about philosophy and acne. Forrest Gump. Life is like a roll of toilet paper. You never know when you're gonna need it. That's my story, guys, and it's all 100% true. If you're like me, field trip equals half day. Here are some of my more memorable class excursions I've been on. The trip to the fire station was better than a day at the water park, and the Natural History Museum had a great dinosaur exhibit. The observatory had a telescope so powerful it felt like I could almost touch Saturn, but the ballet was just too boring. At the TV station, we learned that the television news is serious business. The sewage treatment plant was as much fun as sticking your head in a garbage can, but I got a great painting to hang on my wall at the art museum. The folks at the gnome farm were real nice until I called one of them an elf. At the auto plant, we saw the new four-wheel drive vehicle. And at the stuffed animal hospital, a doctor patched up a bear who had been through the washer. The monkey yoga center was enlightening, and the money orchard was educational. Who knew money grew on trees? I needed a special permission slip to visit the future, but it was well worth it. I even found out who won today's game, but I'll never tell. That's my story, and it's all true. I love amusement parks. The rides, the games, the sticky popcorn-covered ground. Here's some rides and attractions from my last visit. I had a blast on the roller coaster, but when I got off, all my change was missing. If you're into water and bark, then the log ride is for you. The bumper cars are okay if you have collision insurance, and going down the giant slide with a potato sack would have been better without the potatoes. I was craving some Ferris wheel action, but it was closed, and the bouncer threw me out of the bounce house. The tilt-a-hurl lived up to its name, and the airplane ride was awesome as soon as I went renegade. I don't know why they call it the merry-go-round. I guess slow ride to nowhere was taken. And the pony ride wasn't at all what I expected. So I tried my luck at some games. The beanbag toss, a little messy. And I wasn't as good at the basketball toss as my friend Stretch. Try as I might at the milk bottle toss, I still couldn't knock down those baseballs. And I didn't pop any balloons at the dart toss, but the guy gave me a prize anyway. I scored a lot of arcade claw prizes thanks to my mad claw skills. I was really impressed by the fortune teller's predictions, but the funhouse mirrors just made everyone look normal. I wasn't afraid of getting sick on the Viking ship as much as getting pillaged. Even scarier was the haunted school. Spooky. But my all-time favorite is still the farting hand chairs. That's my story, guys, and it's all 100% true. All right. Everyone always asks me, Jeff, where do you get all your energy? The key is my Sutphin Power Drink. Here's my recipe. First, you start off with the fruit. A combination of fresh oranges, a really tart lemon, and lots of prunes. Plus, I throw a banana peel in there to help it slide down easy. And a wad of bubble gum, just for fun. Mango flavored, if you must know. The Brussels sprouts are good for vitamin C, and I use tea bags for vitamin T. Sushi provides the protein, and you can even throw in the chopsticks for extra fiber. And the sea bass gives it that catch of the day taste. To top it off, mealworms. Hit blend, drink away. That's my story, guys, and it's all true.